Hey guys, Patrick here again. So what have I learned after 100 hours of studying Bitcoin? I put in about 30 some hours studying Michael Saylor and another 30 some hours with Craig Wright. And the balance has kind of been miscellaneous here, this and that, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I won't go into the details about that. But after about 100 hours of studying Bitcoin, what have I learned? I'll just say it as a layman in my own terms that I feel that Bitcoin, studying Bitcoin for 100 hours, that it's a digital asset that has potential, of course, as any asset would have potential. Now, can Bitcoin be expropriated? I compare it as a digital asset to a physical asset. I compare it to real estate. So if right now, as I'm speaking, end of 2021, you can buy a Bitcoin in Canadian dollars for 60-some thousand dollars. Now, if you were able to buy a house for 60-some thousand dollars, you'd say, wow, what a great opportunity. Maybe it's going to go to $1 million. The average price of a home now is $500,000, $600,000, $800,000. Maybe in a bigger city, it's over $1 million. So if you could buy a house right now for $60,000, would you do it? Well, you say, yeah, it's a good investment opportunity. But what if the government comes along and say, you know what, we're going to expropriate your land. We're going to take all your property away from you. Maybe interest rates rise up to 10, 12, 20%. And they say, you can't afford your house anymore. We're going to take it, or whatever reason, doesn't matter. It's going to be very difficult for the government to take people's property, their physical property, their real estate. Real estate has always been a secure investment, right? We know that. How hard is it for the government to take your digital real estate, to say, we're going to come in and we're going to take your digital real estate? Well, as I think as a layperson, I'm thinking that it would be a lot easier. It would be a lot easier for the state to expropriate digital assets. So there's one risk. There's one red flag. I'm bringing that straight out to the forefront. Beyond that, I think that a Bitcoin, I'll just explain, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. And I think we have to start thinking in terms of Satoshis. Now, right now, what's a Satoshi worth? That's 1/1 millionth of, 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin. So it's 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So how much is a Satoshi worth right now? Well, it's hard to say. 100 Satoshis is worth about, 6 cents. So 10 Satoshis is worth about 0.006, a quarter of a cent. So 1 Satoshi is worth about a quarter of a tenth. Okay, let's just make it easy. It's like, let's say a tenth of a cent, right? A tenth of a cent. Let's just for easy. Yeah, it's hard to get your mind around 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin because it's such a small, tiny fraction, right? So let's say that a Satoshi right now is worth a quarter of a tenth of a cent. Let's just say it's a tenth of a cent. Who's to say in the future that a Satoshi wouldn't be worth $1? I definitely think that is possible. I think it's possible as Bitcoin becomes more accepted and usable as a medium of exchange globally. I do believe that a Satoshi could eventually be worth a penny. And if it's worth a penny, that's 10 times the value of what it is right now, more than 10 times the value of what it is now. So I think we have to start to transition to start to think in terms of Satoshis and not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital asset that right now is worth about 40-some thousand American. We're late 2021 right now. And so I'm trying to think in the future. I think that Bitcoin, yes, will increase in value and is worthwhile to put a little bit of money into it, a small amount of money into it. Right now, you can get free Satoshis, right? They're giving away free Satoshis through ShakePay. I'll give the link at the bottom. You put in $100, you get $30. You're getting a 30% return on your money right away. How can they afford that? They're FinTrack approved. They're basically like, approved on the same level as PayPal or Square. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can invest $100, get $30 return, plus you get free Satoshis every day. That's hard to beat. A legit opportunity for somebody that's interested in Bitcoin. That's what I recommend at this level. Very small, tiny investment, do something and keep your eye on it over time and see how things develop. Because I believe from listening to both sides of the spectrum, Michael Saylor and Craig Wright, that we have to account for what they call the black swan, the unknown unknown. And the unknown unknown, in my feeling right now, is government intervention, right? How is the government going to intervene or not intervene and allow this, right? Michael Saylor is a promoter of Bitcoin. He is the most charismatic, most vocal person that I can see right now that's promoting. I mean, he was on Tucker Carlson, right? He did a huge, long thing. So a lot of people are going to be gaining interest in Bitcoin, saying, hey, wow, this is exciting. This is the future, blah, blah, blah. Craig Wright is the kid in school that everybody didn't like, that everybody wanted to beat up. What happens to the kid that nobody likes? Both of them believe in Darwinism. Now, I studied Darwin. Out of all my studies that I've studied, I have a broad spectrum of studies as well, but nowhere near the level of these guys. But I have studied Darwin. And, you know, what happens to the guy that's the least popular? Well, sometimes he comes back and wins in the end. That's the typical, the story of the ugly duckling. You know, whatever you want to call it, right? Whether Craig Wright is going to be right in the end or whether Michael Saylor is going to be right in the end. You've got these two competing ideologies and they have so much in common between the two of them, but so many conflicting ideas between the two of them. And there is no indication right now between either of them being more right than the other. Only time will tell. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. You know, you've got Craig Wright with his smugness and self-assured confidence that he's right, that this is going to work or that's not going to work. No, it can't because of the law. You know, he's able to pronounce the word law with 2 syllables. Who else can do that? Then you got Michael Saylor who says, you know, I mean, he's got stories. He's got amazing stories. You got to listen to him. I mean, he's entertaining, right? He knows history. Roman history, history of science, history of civilizations. He's got it all figured out. He's got a vision for the future. So between those two competing ideologies, I think there's a big difference between the two, but that's pretty much all I can say. That's pretty much all I can say. All I would say that what I believe in is right now, as a Canadian, I would recommend signing up for ShakePay, getting your 30% return, and getting free Satoshis daily. They don't even advertise that. So if you just download the app and you get your bonus, you may not even know about the physical, the shake. You got to shake to get the free Satoshis. Why not? I mean, what do you got to lose? It's a very small investment, and I think that's worthwhile. How much more I'm going to study? I think I might give it another 100 hours of study maximum, because this 100 hours, you know, knocked me on, it knocked the crap out of me because I was bored to tears. And so I might give it a second 100 hours and see where that leads me. If there's any other direction that I can learn, I'd be open to that. But all this shit coin, it's full of scams. There's all people that are using Bitcoin as an opportunity to scam people. You have to be very careful. You know, be careful to everything you listen to, including anything that you see online, on the web, between these people, me, anybody else that you hear. Hey, it's a dangerous world out there, especially when it comes to money, right? But digital asset, it's proof of work. It's not something that's, it's not fake, it's real, it's been mined. It's a digital gold. People have worked to produce that thing that you're buying. And if you buy that now, you may be glad you did. Sorry, I can't be more specific. Sorry, I can't be more self-assured like some of these guys who are very self-assured on both ends of the spectrum. But for now, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open, and I should say my mouth shut, but I can't help talking about it because it's such a topical thing right now. I'm investing in Bitcoin, a small amount, and slowly growing. I'm investing a little bit at a time, and I'm hoping to share that with people. So, you know, obviously it helps you, it helps me. If we can partner together in this, we can become, the thing I like about Bitcoin the most is the Bitcoin community, because the people that are interested in Bitcoin, they share something in common, and that is hope for a better future. Hope for a future that is based on trust, righteousness, truth, you know, so many good things that not being involved with fraud, not being involved with fakeness, not being involved with a corrupt government, just a straight, genuine transaction based on digital numbers that are true, that cannot lie, that say, hey, this is genuine, this is one Satoshi, I'm going to trade with you for one Satoshi, you trade with me for one Satoshi, I'm going to give you 100 Satoshis, you give me 100 back, I'm going to make money this way, you're going to make money that way. The genuineness underlying the ideology of Bitcoin at its core, some people even say it's like a religion, that is what attracts me to it. Hope for a better future, hope for fair and unencumbered transactions that are not controlled and oppressive by a central state or a central bank, for that matter. You know, just a distributed medium of exchange that is fair and available to everybody. That I find very, very attractive, and that's what compels me to invest in Bitcoin on a very small degree, and hoping that Bitcoin as a medium of exchange will continue to grow into the future and beyond, generations into the future. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Buy some Bitcoin. Take care now. Bye-bye.